3 rounds of discussion with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first from a Zoom call in Columbia, South Carolina, Matthew, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. And his opponent from a Zoom call in Atlanta, Georgia, Daniel, aka the Executioner. Take it away, Matthew.
Thank you, Jesse, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. It's another episode of At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit.
I'm the Executioner,
And-
Daniel Travis.
Son of a banshee. This is episode number 88, people.
Damn.
Just let that sink in for a minute.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
run through the topic.
Topic number 1.
Number 1 is, should AEW have a brand split?
Since the debut of Collision.
Yes.
Number...
But to be honest, just in general.
Yeah. Number 2.
Drama in the Judgment Day. What is up with WWE factions and drama? Seriously.
Yeah, I know, right? And number 3, it's the results of Money in the Bank.
Yeah. But let's
Obvious.
start off with topic 1, which is me. So, I personally think that AEW should have had a brand split a long time ago.
I personally agree, but I think ever since the debut of Collision a couple of weeks ago, that I think a brand split would help them because this, and here's why I think AEW needs to have a brand, like 2 separate rosters. Now, if they want to have a new world title, fine. Whether they just want to have whether they want to have MJF just rotate between the shows, cool with. But the reason that they need a brand split is because if you want me to tune in to, let's say, Collision, and you don't, they're like, like CM Punk on Collision, and I all of a sudden see him on Dynamite, what's the point of me tuning into one show if I'm just going to see him on the other show?
Yeah, and to be fair, like, Tony Khan has no intention of splitting the AEW shows into different brands.
I mean, think about this, folks. He's got Dynamite. He had Elevation and Dark, but that got canceled.
Yeah. He
Now
also has Rampage.
Yeah, it is Rampage and now Collision. It's 3 shows. One is like, well, Rampage is just, I don't know. I haven't really watched Rampage.
I haven't watched it in a hot minute.
Yeah, but it's just like, because every time that I have watched Rampage, and I'm going to be honest here, every time I've watched it, I haven't really seen anything that's making me really invested in that show.
Honestly, that was my problem when AEW just started. I wasn't being able to get invested into the stories.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, and don't get me wrong, I know this segment isn't to shit on AEW, though Tony Khan has given us plenty of material for that to be an entire episode.
Hey, yeah. Honestly, folks, that we might do that. I am dead serious.
Yeah.
But look, the reason why I think AEW needs to have a brand split, and I've heard that Malachi Black wants to be assigned to just Collision because what he said made total sense. What is the point of me showing up on Dynamite if they could just tune in between Dynamite and Collision, and they can still see the same, and it doesn't really matter which show they show on, and they'll still see me.
Yeah. Yeah, and to be honest, folks, that was almost Malachi wanting to be exclusive to Collision like CM Punk was almost a topic for this episode.
Yeah, because I want to say this is that, well, yes, I know the Elite and CM Punk have their history, but you're telling me, and I want to get this out of my system right now, but you're telling me, bless you, but you're telling me that you have people that have real life issues with each other, and yet you're not gonna capitalize off of that and make a ton of money.
Yeah.
But
That
anyway,
seems pretty much the status quo for AEW.
but okay, back to the main on topic thing. What we came here to discuss is, like, if you got someone like, oh, I don't know, John Moxley, and and he's and I see him every week on Dynamite, and then I see him on Rampage, and then a week later I see him competing in a match on the Collision. Why should I care about what happens on one show if it doesn't really seem like it's going to affect all the other shows? If it's just going to carry over to all the other shows. I mean, I guess you got one big massive storyline, but it doesn't all the matches don't really feel like, what's the point of watching this show if what happened on this show is just going to be a repeat of what happened on show B?
Yeah. Why should we care about show A if let's say that I think what you're saying is this: why should we care what happened on show A in this company if something happens and it doesn't affect show B or show C?
Exactly, because look, the point that I want to make is, if you guys have so many wrestlers, and if the point of Collision is it to be a show that people that don't get a whole lot of TV time, then that's why you need a brand split, because you can have Dynamite be the people that are on TV all the goddamn time, and you can have Collision be the show that people that are not on TV.
And Rampage be the AEW equivalent of main event.
Yeah, sure. Because, like, and I know we went over, but I quite frankly don't care. But it's just, if you're gonna have all this roster, because that's the main problem I personally have with AEW, is that not only does it have way too goddamn many titles, is that, well, yes, the storylines there can be good sometimes. It honestly feels like it's just a rinse and repeat sometimes.
I agree completely with that. And we're probably going to return to this topic at a later date.
Yep, look out for this.
But for now, we'll be back for topic number 2.
Hello, everybody. We are back with topic number 2, Judgment Day drama, or this should just be titled Group Drama in fucking general.
Yeah, like, low key. I almost feel like we should have saved this for next week because of what our third topic is, but too late now.
Yep, already in the middle of recording. Anyway, the Judgment Day drama, the Judgment Day drama has been going on, I would say, for a little bit of a while now. Now, my personal take on it is, this shit is actually going to be interesting, but it's just, I don't know if, like, and it would be interesting.
I wanted to call my shot with something, but I can't because it will spoil the final topic.
Yeah, but my honest take is, yeah, I'm glad that it is interesting to see why they're doing this because well, Damien has been getting all the shots, but to me, and this is just an honest take here, while the Judgment Day could be a major faction on Monday Night Raw, it doesn't really feel like they are a major faction because they don't have all the gold on Raw.
Yeah, they only have one piece. And the so-called leader of the faction isn't even Mr. Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Or world champion.
Or world champion. He just happens to be attacking the world champion over and over and over again.
Yeah, but and personally, because don't get me wrong, my honest take is I think this Judgment Day group drama is interesting, but it's not really as investing as what's going on with the other major faction in WWE.
Yeah.
And because my honest take is, well, you know what? I'm gonna shut up. What is your take on this whole Judgment Day situation?
My take on this is it's interesting, but it's not very it's just odd,
Why do you say that?
Because I don't know how to describe it, to be honest. It's just, why is there so much drama in factions in WWE in general?
That is a good question. Because if it's all simple of
we have the Bloodline drama on SmackDown, and we have Judgment Day drama on Raw. A few weeks ago, we talked about Judgment Day getting a new member.
Yeah,
so now we're talking about the group possibly breaking up.
I mean, and this is just another thing that I want to point out with the Judgment Day faction is, why does it feel like the Judgment Day has been it doesn't really feel like a faction anymore, because they used to just come out to their main really cool theme song, but now it's just they're each sort of involved in their own shtick, but they're part of the same faction.
Yeah, Dom and Rhea are essentially a mixed tag team.
Yep.
And it seems like Damien and Finn Balor are rivals.
Yep. I mean, don't get me wrong.
If the OC was still a member of the Monday Night Raw roster, they would have no problems defeating Judgment Day because Dom and Rhea are off in their own little world.
Yeah.
Damien and Finn hate each other.
Yeah. But my honest take on this whole Judgment thing is, well, don't get me wrong, it is honestly good television and good to see it, but it's just, they haven't really explained to us on weekly TV is why Finn is having the issues with the Judgment Day. That hasn't been explained.
There's tension between Damien and Finn for no good reason. And it started even before Money in the Bank, when you think about it.
Yeah. Because the point I am making is, what is Finn's reason for having issues with Damien? And by the way, what the hell?
It was something along the lines like Finn was happy when Damian qualified for Money in the Bank, but then when he mentioned he's gonna cash in on the world champion, Finn thought, "Oh shit, that could be me because I'm fighting Seth freaking Rollins at Money in the Bank."
Yeah. But my honest thought, and I was gonna say this here, is with the whole Judgment Day drama does it really feel like that important? With what's going on the Red brand, honestly.
Like, not really, because honestly, I don't think most wrestling fans are interested in that type of shit.
Oh,
Like,
actually,
I know
no.
it's supposed to be a manly soap opera, but you know.
But okay, here's my question: what the hell happened to that? Actually, before we actually end this thing, I have one major question. What the hell happened to that whole thing regarding J.D. McDonough and the fact is we have not seen him on Raw since his debut?
I mean, we saw him talking with Damien and Finn a few times before the drama happened, so I don't know.
I mean, because last time we saw him wrestle was a match against Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm sorry, but I need to get this off. I need to say this on this podcast. Is that what is the point of calling up people to the main roster if you're not even going to fucking use them?
Yeah, like we need a camera and like catering just to see who's all hanging out there.
All right, we'll be back with the results of.
It would also help you remember who's employed.
And you
Because
some.
like sometimes someone will show up on Raw and he'll be like, "Oh hey, I forgot you were employed."
Yeah, all right, we'll be back here. Bye.
Yep. And we are back with the final topic. I turned off the timer for this because it's probably going to take more than 5 minutes. Time for the results of the WWE Money in the Bank prediction battle. This show was surprisingly good, actually.
I did not watch it because I
And
was. Just so people know, I
yeah,
didn't
you were
watch it
busy
because
working.
Yes.
Now, I just want to say something. This almost ended in a tie because we forgot about a match. Oops. And you'll see what I mean by that when we get into it, which we'll do right now. In order we predicted.
All right,
First
take it away.
off is the first match, and I believe it was the first match of the card, was the men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Now, from what I have,
guess.
hang on.
You go ahead.
Before we say the results, my honest take is this match. I've seen the highlights online of what this shit was, and this shit looked incredible. I want to talk about one particular spot. I think you know the spot I'm going to talk about. We need to talk about.
Are you talking about the Logan Paul and Ricochet?
Yeah. No. Yes. No, not really. Of course.
All right, smartass.
Hey, all right, but my thoughts is god damn.
And I hear I didn't see the spot because I was probably doing my medicine or something. But apparently that spot got botched.
Well, I mean, all
I
right,
don't care if Chris Jericho doesn't like that word. We're gonna say it.
I mean, and Like, because what we're talking about is they were supposed to do a Spanish fly through not one table, but through two. One table didn't break, of course. The other table
Oh god,
kind of,
Botchamania, get the I am the table graphic ready.
yeah, got that, and apparently, and I want to say this right here, right now, if WWE has plans for Ricochet and Logan Paul at SummerSlam, do it.
Yeah, do it. They are like I know Ricochet. One of Ricochet's multiple nicknames is the Human Highlight Reel. They are a highlight reel together.
Yeah, you
I
want
don't
to.
know how they have such magic in the ring, but they have it.
Yeah, this is just what I want to say is that before we actually start talking about the actual, if this is look, you want to make Ricochet look like a star. You want a match that actually will actually probably get a lot of buzz from the second biggest event of the year. This is the match. Hell, I don't care if this is I don't care if this is not a normal match. I mean, if it's a normal match,
Really?
it's gonna be. I don't care. I really don't. Anyway, but the results.
I want it to be Falls Count Anywhere.
Anyway, the results, please.
Yeah. So the first match, like I mentioned, was Men's Money in the Bank, which probably reminded you of
Yeah.
the spot.
Mm-hmm.
I had LA and Logan. Daniel had
Yeah.
Ricochet and Gunther. Ricochet and Nakamura. Sorry. Yeah. Neither of us were right.
Damian Priest won.
Yeah, Damian Priest won, which is why I think we should delay the Judgment Day topic till next week. But oh well.
Yeah.
Anyways, the match we predicted after that was for the Intercontinental Championship. I had the King of Bros, Matt Riddle, and Daniel had Gunther.
Yeah.
That match was not as hard hitting as I thought.
Yeah, and Gunther won by submission.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay.
So Daniel draws first blood in the prediction battle.
But that's not the thing we need to talk about. The thing we need to talk about is what happened after the match.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre returned. And I just want to tell you guys, I was giving him updates on the PLE while he was working.
Yeah. Anyway, we all thought, oh, Drew McIntyre is leaving. Nope, that was a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, it was a bunch of fake scheiße. That's German for horse shit.
Okay, anyway, but he returned, headbutted Gunther, and he claymored him and raised the Intercontinental title. That is a match. Okay.
Yeah.
Gunther, because
the next
because hey, I want to say this real quick. We all remember how hard hitting that triple threat match was between Gunther, Sheamus, and McIntyre. Who knows how hard hitting that match is going to be with it's just the two of them? It's probably going to be as hard hitting with those 2 times that Sheamus and Gunther wrestled.
Yeah, anyways.
Yeah, sorry.
The next match we predicted was the World Heavyweight Championship match between Seth freaking Rollins and Finn Balor. This is why was
Yeah,
and the match
Priest. Yeah,
overall was
of course.
pretty good.
All right. But the weird thing is that Finn costing Damien costing Finn the match, and Finn arguing with him about about cashing in, which, I mean, I get if you're Money in the Bank, you could cash in, you could tease the cash in, but it's just, you think you would wait until after those two have beaten the shit out of each other?
Yeah, especially if you're feuding with your fellow Judgment Day member Finn Balor.
I
Like,
mean,
what if you cashing on the guy you hate?
exactly. Like, come on, Damien, be smart about this. If you're gonna cash in, at least wait for them to beat the shit out of each other. I mean, they did beat the shit out of each other, but still.
Yeah.
Who won this? Who won
But
this fall?
in the end, because of a stomp off the second rope, Seth freaking Rollins wins, tying up the score.
Alright. What's next?
The third match we predicted is Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio.
How was that match? Oh, wait. How was that match?
It was okay.
Who won?
Cody Rhodes.
Okay, before we actually talk about...
We need to talk about what happened. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Well, what were you going to say?
I think what I was going to say was wrong, so you go ahead.
I was going to say we need to talk about why the fuck, like, genuinely question, why the fuck did John Cena make a random appearance at Money in the Bank?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say something that was completely wrong. John Cena wants WrestleMania to come to London.
I mean, that's great, but still kind of. Last year was more surprising.
I mean, it would be very. Yeah. And I mean, also, apparently there was supposed to be a Grayson Waller effect. Instead, the Grayson Waller effect ended up being an attitude adjustment.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grayson Waller interrupted John Cena, and you don't want to interrupt the Doctor of Thugonomics.
Or Mr. Fruity Pebbles. But,
yeah.
But the thing is that,
But yeah, WWE also has no plans in the current for a WrestleMania across the pond.
Yeah, but it's just my question regarding this is, and this is just to add on to that, but I've also heard that, possibly that, Edge, since we all know Edge is returning this Friday at Summer, this Friday on SmackDown to be on the Grayson Waller effect. Is that going to be Edge's final program with Grayson Waller?
I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know.
Or is it going to be Randy Orton?
Anyways, that's neither here. Yeah. Anyways, that's neither here nor there, because this is being recorded on Thursday. So I guess if we're talking like this is airing on Friday, we'll find out tonight.
Yeah. Anyway,
But anyways, the second to final match we predicted, and I just want to say, somewhere Women's Tag Team title match that we forgot about, because honestly, those titles are forgetful.
yes, and
And Livy
Shayna
Raquel
Baszler,
won because Shayna turned on Ronda.
yeah, to
So yeah,
set,
no one gets a point for that match because we forgot about it.
yeah, but also Shayna Baszler is now a babyface, which is
Is Shayna the babyface or is Ronda the babyface?
Shayna because of what she said to Ronda on Raw this past Monday.
Okay.
And what she said
Anyways,
is
now let's get.
sorry, but
Go ahead.
just what she said is she's like, I think I can speak for, like she said, I think what I can speak to everyone when I can say you can shut up, Ron. We're sick and tired of you talking on the microphone. Plus, she's like, I think I owe everybody an apology for bringing you into this business.
Yeah, Shayna was brutal.
Yeah. So yeah, that should be a. It's not a fight pit match.
Yeah, like it's not just factions that are having drama. It's also tag teams.
Yeah, but seriously, I don't know why, but but I know this match could be a normal match, but a fight pit match would make total sense for this.
Yeah.
Considering their background. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
Speaking of faction drama, back to the card. Because, oh boy, were there some tag team drama in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Really? How so?
Yeah, that's the next match. I will tell you after I tell you who we chose. I chose Io Sky and Becky Lynch. You chose Trish Stratus and Bayley. The only tag team that was loyal in this match was Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark. Damage Control were literally fighting over who won the briefcase. And it ended, I think it was Becky Lynch and Io Sky somehow got handcuffs that Zoe Stark pulled out, mind you. And handcuffed, I think it was Becky Lynch to Bayley as they were both climbing up the ladder. Io climbed over Bayley to win the women's Money in the Bank, which gives me 3 points.
Shit.
So, yeah. That match was good, but and I did watch the press conference afterwards. They're trying to play cool and say both Bayley and Io are Miss Money in the Bank. When really Io is Miss Money in the Bank. Io even had a Miss Money in the Bank winner t-shirt.
Okay, that's weird. But anyway, continue.
But yeah, the match was okay, like could be better. It would have been cool if Lita returned and attacked Trish Stratus. Because honestly, I'm sick of this 2-on-1 between Zoe and Trish always like jumping Becky.
Yeah.
Becky needs some backup, and it would be awesome if it was Amy Dumas, aka Lita.
Anyway.
Time for the main event of the evening, and also the match of the night.
I'm just going to agree.
Afternoon.
Yeah.
The Usos versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, the Bloodline Civil War.
Jake's young
Holy. Nah, I said it before you did.
God damn it. Anyway, continue.
You have to say it at the same time for a Jinx Yo Minnesota to work.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, continue.
Holy shit, this match was amazing. And like I don't know how to describe it. That's how insane this was.
But the big thing that is
The ending is what we need to talk about.
for the first time
Solo,
in the,
let me paint the picture for you. Solo was down the outside. The Usos were performing a Young Bucks super kick party. Jay climbs to the top rope. Jimmy super kicks Roman. Jimmy backs up into the corner. Uso splash. 1, 2, 3. Roman was pinned for the first time in almost 4 years.
And everybody, you know what makes this shit even more crazy is the last time Jey Uso pinned Roman Reigns was all the way back in 2013.
In, like, I believe he said the heel versus the Raw roster.
Yeah, or multiple members of the WWE roster.
Yeah, it was back when the Usos did the Samoan Tribal War dance.
Yeah. But the thing that I want to say, before you say anything, I want to get this is, we all saw that Roman Reigns, and I've seen the video online, that Roman Reigns was very emotional after that match. That was Heyman was like and I've seen the video of Roman Reigns.
I actually haven't seen that video.
Yeah, but anyway, I've also seen that Paul Heyman cut a promo saying that he hasn't seen the tribal chief anything like this before. Because the thing that kind of terrifies me is we don't, like, everyone thinks, oh yeah, this might be a big deal. But this, anyone consider what Roman Reigns, like, look, we all know that Roman Reigns is getting more and more desperate. But the more and more desperate someone gets, the more and more, like, we've seen how dangerous Roman Reigns can be. There's no telling the kind of shit Roman Reigns is going to be willing to do just to get his title, if he's scared of after being pinned once, what is Roman Reigns going to be willing to do to keep his title?
Yeah.
Because a man with everything to lose is very dangerous. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, I was gonna say, back to the topic at hand. The Usos won, making the score to be 4-1. And I want to say, in terms of like the whole, I said this to you over a Memoji video. Acknowledge Jey Uso, people.
No.
He pinned Roman Reigns. Like, holy
shit.
And like, fuck. As of this recording, tomorrow Roman's gonna be in tribal court. This is gonna be a very interesting episode of SmackDown.
But the main question that I think we all need to ask is, who the fuck is gonna be the judge? Because it can't be Roman. Roman. This would be literally the entire trial. Okay, and then I said, okay, well, I'm done.
Yeah.
Literally, that would
be. Anyways, that means. Yeah. Anyways, that means for the second year
Yeah.
in a row, I
Mr. CM.
have the Get Out Punishment Free card. Which,
That I can.
yeah,
You
which means like I and like I can opt out of any punishment I want. I
Just
need to be
once.
strategic about this. Yeah,
Because you don't. But. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the next time we have a prediction battle, it will be from.
and we know I suck at predicting stuff.
Yes. The next map and also at SummerSlam, we will probably get a Cody v. Lesnar in some sort of stipulation match. Because apparently that is the reason why Lesnar returned on Raw, is because he didn't want to diminish the returns from John Cena and McIntyre. And Money in the Bank.
Okay, I gotta give Brock respect for that. But yeah, the next SummerSlam prediction battle is next on the cards. But I will not be watching SummerSlam because I will be attending AEW Collision that night. So, Travis,
Yeah.
you're going to have to keep track.
Okay, all right. Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, but the prediction battle will still happen like the episode on that episode.
And
So, roll that outro.
Roll that
and
outro.
All that jazz.
Thank
Y'all will hear us on episode 89 next week. Thank you for listening to At Odds, hosted by the Unbreakable Spirit
and the Executioner.
Edited by the Unbreakable Spirit. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MTS_life_0126.
You can follow me on Instagram at DanTravis21, and you can also follow me on the Twitter at DanTheExecutioner21.
And you can follow the podcast at Odds Podcast. We'll be back next week with more debates and discussions. But until then, the Executioner and the Unbreakable Spirit will still be at odds.
Thank you, losers.